Georgia lawmakers have a new plan to help the most desperate kids in the state. It comes in the form of a new bipartisan bill to strengthen federal oversight of Georgia's foster care systems. WALB News 10's Madison Foglio reports on how this legislation hopes to help thousands of children.
After a 13-month-long Senate subcommittee investigation into Georgia's foster care system, U.S. Senator John Ossoff, who's also the chairman of the Senate Human Rights Subcommittee, and Senator John Cornyn of Texas are introducing the bipartisan Foster Care Placement Transparency Act. Now, according to Senator Ossoff, this new bill would require states to measure and report cases of hidden foster care placements to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Now, this is when children are separated from their parents and placed informally with a caregiver who may be a family member or an associate of the family. The senator notes that this is a widespread practice, but it typically happens without any oversight.
Rachel Aldridge, one of the witnesses at that hearing, testified that her daughter was murdered after DFACS had informally placed the child with what she described as plainly unsuitable caregivers. And it's an example of how these so-called hidden foster care arrangements and the potential for lack of vetting and oversight can leave children at risk.
He notes that this legislation does not take a position on whether or not the informal placement practice should continue, but it acknowledges a lack of transparency and oversight. And the senator notes that because this legislation is bipartisan, it gives them a better prospect of advancing this to the floor of the Senate. Reporting in studio, I'm Madison Foglio with WALB, your hometown news source.